Hi everyone, it's me, Moon. So, I've got a new video for you. See you after the break. I've been wanting to do a video for a while, not sure exactly what I was going to talk about, um, but I knew I wanted to do something. And lately I've been feeling, not 100%, but I've been doing the work in getting where I need to be. And part of that is being honest about how I'm feeling and being honest about what I'm thinking and what I'm going through. Something that I started um, during my year as Miss LA, and I continue doing it. Well, I posted something the other day because a friend had posted it on their Facebook page, and I decided to share it because it rang true to me. A lot of you got worried and reached out to me, which I am eternally grateful for, that you reached out to me to make sure that I was okay. But what got me was that a lot of people were not okay with what I posted and felt that I shouldn't think this way or feel this way or have these thoughts. And I wanted to talk about that. And I wanted to talk about what I posted. So here, I'm going to read out to you what I posted, and then I want to go through each one of them. It says, I'm sorry I'm not pretty. I'm sorry I'm not smart. I'm sorry I'm failing. I'm sorry I'm to blame. I'm sorry I'm worthless. I'm sorry I'm useless. I'm sorry I'm a mess. I'm sorry I can't be proud. I'm sorry I'm a person. I'm sorry I was born. I'm sorry that you have to deal with me. These are all valid feelings. These are all things that many of us feel but never talk about. These are things that cross our minds, and for most people, it crosses your mind and it goes away, and you move on with your life. For some of us, they're very deep-seated. They have been around for a long time, and we continue to work through it. For some, they are life stoppers. They are words and emotions and feelings that we cannot move beyond. For me, for a long time, I was that person. I was that person who couldn't move forward, who couldn't move past, who was stuck in that cycle. For me, it was depression with anxiety and panic, which I still deal with today. But going through recovery after an 11-year addiction to drugs. Um, in 1999, I went into recovery, and part of that is going through therapy, where I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety and panic attacks. Um, and throughout that year, also with PTSD from some things that I've had to deal with in my life. But going through that, I had to learn skills, coping skills, ways of moving past the anxiety or the negativity in order to continue to live my life drug-free, which is important. So I'm going to go through each one of these lines and say what it means to me personally. And maybe that'll help someone who also feels these things or thinks these things. But also for those who don't go through it and don't deal with it and don't have these feelings or these thoughts, to have a better understanding of what they mean. Because just because you think them or you feel them doesn't mean they're going to stop your life. So the first one, I'm sorry I'm not pretty. This is something I deal with a lot. Um, I don't feel pretty. I don't feel attractive. I don't feel um, any of those things that people go through life having about themselves. And that's okay. For me, completely fine. It took me a long time to be comfortable in my own body and to love my body the way that it was and that it is today. Um, so I don't mind that. For me, I don't feel pretty. I don't look at myself and go, hey, I'm sexy, or hey, I'm hot, or I'm looking really pretty today. Those thoughts never enter my mind, and I'm okay with that. When people say that they find me attractive, or they find me beautiful, or they find me pretty, I take that for the value that it is given. They find something in me that is beautiful, that is attractive to them, um, that is sexually stimulating, and I'm appreciative of them feeling that way. I just don't see that for myself, and it's okay. I'm sorry I'm not smart. For me, that is, I don't feel that I'm as smart or as intelligent as I wish I was. And that's okay. Not everybody is the same intelligence, you know? We all have our own intelligence, whether it's book smart or street smart or, you know, spiritually smart. And we live our lives based on that, but you don't, we're not smart about all things all the time. I have a lot of great, useful and useless knowledge because I love to read. But that doesn't make me smarter than the person who doesn't know how to read but is street smart and can navigate life and situations because they've learned how to, because they had to. I'm sorry I'm failing. This is one of my big ones. I would say this is probably my top three. And what about it? I do not feel, and I've never truly felt in my life, that my life was going how it was supposed to. And it has taken me many, many years to finally be okay with not judging where my life is based on where others are in their life. Coming out of high school and having to make the conscious decision not to go away to college or to a university because my mother was sick and I wanted to spend that time with her. I'm grateful for it because from 17 graduating high school to 23 when my mom passed away, I had those years with her. And also, college really wasn't for me. I'm not college. I'm not college person. I get way too much anxiety and stress about college because my brain functions differently. And it just was not a good fit for me. But it's taken me a long time to become okay with that because we are taught in our world that you have to go to college to be successful and to be thought of as a successful adult. I'm sorry I'm to blame. Now, nobody's blamed me for anything lately. Um, but I do have a sense of guilt about things. It's just kind of how I'm hardwired. I'm a worrier. I worry about everything. And so if something goes wrong and I can't fix it for you, because I'm also service oriented, I have I take on a sense of blame, whether it's mine or not. And it's something I deal with and it's something I'm working through. Um, but it is something that I feel and something that I go through a lot. We'll skip over one because that's my biggest one, and we'll come back to that last. I'm sorry I'm useless. Now, intellectually, analytically, logically, I know that's not true. I know that I'm useful. I know that I have skills that are useful to others and to myself. But lately, especially because I've been on medical leave and I have not been able to work and do things and be financially stable, that has been a big one for me because I do feel useless. I do feel that, I'm not able to do what I need to, what I should be doing. And so that's something that I constantly have to battle, knowing that my health is vitally important because without my health, I don't have my life. Without my life, I can't do what I want to do. So I'm working on it. I'm sorry I'm a mess. This is another one I've been battling with lately because I've been trying to work through a lot of issues that I put on the back burner. And so now I'm working on them and I'm getting better and I am learning to work through the brain issues so that I can be useful and not be such a mess in my head from all the negativity. I'm sorry, I can't be proud. Pride is something that I was raised to believe was not a useful or or it wasn't a trait that I should have. And so I can feel pride in a moment of something, like when I won my titles, um, when I do things that, are successful and I complete something. But that only lasts for a moment. It never lasts longer than that for me. Doesn't matter what it is. I can't be proud of anything for too long because then I feel that it is wrong. I'm sorry I'm a person. This is another, big one. Um, I have a lot of internal shame for things, whether I need to, I should, whatever. I've been that way since I was a very young child. And a part of it was the way I was raised. A part of it is just how my brain is wired. I've been to therapy. I've done the work. That one doesn't raise its head a lot, but sometimes it does. And I have to work through it and I have to go, you're you're okay. You're okay. I'm sorry I was born. This one I haven't felt in a very long time. This one was parent specific. Not so much my dad. My dad always kind of let me and my brother know that he didn't want a child, and he had two, and he was dealing, with all of that stuff because the mothers would not let him get away from not being a parent. Um, so that didn't, it bothered me a little growing up, but by the time I hit like 12, 13, I was like, whatever. My mom, my mom struggled her life to give me the best that she could. Was it the best? Eh, who's to say? Did we have struggles? Did we have hard times? Yes. But I always felt, like I said, it's the way that my brain is wired. I've always felt like I was a burden more than a gift. And that's something that it took me a long time through some deep therapy to work through. And I have, for the most part. Every once in a while it comes up again, but it's there for a moment and then it's gone. I'm sorry that you have to deal with me. This is like number 2 on my biggest 3. Um, I don't like to be a bother to people, and I've always been that way. I would rather not say that I have an issue or not worry people that I'm not doing well than actually saying something about it. So I don't. I keep it quiet. I keep it in me. Um, and that is one of the things that I am having to learn is to ask for help, is to ask for support. It is one of my biggest things that I still deal with. And I will say being a title holder forced me out of that a lot because I could not have prepared, ran for, won, and did my title years without the support of my family and my friends and my community. I would not be where I am today in life and the things that I've been able to accomplish without support and without asking for help and support. So, as much as this is a big thing for me to have people help me and support me, it is something that I still work through every single day. It is hard for me, especially right now when I'm not able to financially help myself, and there are things that I need in order to get to where I need to be when I am able to start working again. Um, and no, I have not asked for the help that I need. I have not asked for the support I need. I'm working on it, people. I'm working on it. Now, back to my number 1. This is the one that I deal with on a minute by minute basis. It doesn't matter if I am on a stage winning a sash, if I am sitting at home trying to figure out what is my next step in life. It doesn't matter if I am standing at a friend's graveside or next to them at their wedding. This is something that I deal with every single moment of my life, and that is, I'm sorry I'm worthless. Now, I know all of you are going to rant and rave and scream and holler and do all the things in saying how I'm not worthless. But this is how I feel. And as much as I may be worthy of many things in your eyes, I don't feel that I'm worthy of any of them. Here's why it's okay. I still do the things that I have to do. I still do the things that I need to do. I still do the things that I want to do. Why? Because a life that is lived without pushing past fear is a life unlived. And I refuse to go to my grave not living life. And so, as terrified as I was of back in 2011, sitting across the table from 2 amazing women in my life, I sucked back the fear and I said, this is what I want to do, and I want to do it with you too. And here it is. And in 2011, we established and started Circle Daybreak, which is my leather family. One of the greatest accomplishments in my life. In 2014, when Shay called me to talk to me about the Miss Sanctuary contest, and I had no clue what the title system was about, and no clue what being a title holder truly meant. I didn't know title holders and was like, no, I can't do that. I did not feel worthy of holding a title, especially the title of Miss Sanctuary, because I knew who those women were. I was not those women. Um, Sanctuary is my home. It's my safe place. And I did not feel worthy of representing it, representing my community. Um, but after talking to my support system and my sister, who threw my words back in my face, literally, and the words were, if you don't think you're worthy, what makes you think I am? I pushed past the fear, and I prepared, and I ran, and I won the title of Miss Sanctuary. And then I continued on, and I ran, and I won for Miss LA. And I continued on, and I ran and did not win IMSL. I'm okay with not winning. The winner won. It was all good. But I did all of that with feeling not worthy. Why? Not to prove that I was worthy, because that was never a thought or a point of it. It was pushing past the fear that not being worthy brought with it. And so I pushed past the fear. I pushed past the anxiety and the panic that it ensued, and I did the things. And I had 2.5 amazing years of representing an amazing community with all of its ups and downs and beautiful parts and scary parts and parts that, I wish weren't there, but they are. I did it. Whether I felt worthy of it? No. But I did it anyway. The point of this video and the point why I wanted to make it was to let people know that it is okay to feel these things. It is okay to think these things. It is not okay to let them control and run your life. You can have moments of doubt. You can have moments of, I don't know, and I don't think, and I can't. But then you have to get up and still do the thing. Because in the getting up and doing the thing, we don't let fear win. We live our lives. We live it with passion. We live it with fun. We live it with creativity. Living with depression, anxiety, and panic is not fun. It is hard. It is scary. It knocks us down. But what makes us warriors, what makes us champions, is that we get up and we do the thing anyway. So thank you for listening to me talk. I hope this gives you a better understanding of me. And know that I love you. I love you all. And I only want the best for you. So, if you like this video, smash that like button. It's the thing, it's down there. Just hit it. If you want to see more videos, subscribe, because I'm going to start making more videos. Yay! There's a lot of things I want to talk about, and it's finally time that I start talking about them. So, I hope that you all have a wonderful day, that you have a blessed day, and I will talk to you later.